Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the freely falling object. But before talking about that, we must be aware with those three equations that are used for an object which is performing uniformly accelerated motion. Yeah, those three equations. So let us start and let us revise those three equations and then we will move on with our discussion. Those three equations looks like this. The first one says that V is equal to U plus AT. The second equation says that V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. And the third equation says that S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Okay, so I'm hoping, I'm guessing that you all must be or you might be familiar with the terminologies that are used in these equations. But for just for the sake of my satisfaction, let me just tell you. Okay, the terms that are used, the first one is V, that represents the final velocity of an object. U is representing the initial velocity of the object. A is the acceleration of the object, and S is the distance covered by the object, and T is the time taken during the motion. Right, these three equations are very important for the derivation of the equations of a freely falling object. So let us start our discussion. The freely falling object, as the name suggests, it is freely falling. Now what is this freely falling? Let me give you a case. Let us discuss. This is the ground level. This is the ground. Okay, we are standing on a tall building. Okay, this is me standing on the tall building. Don't laugh on my drawings. My drawings are much better than yours. Fine. So we are standing, or I am standing on the top of a building, on the terrace of a building. Now from here I will drop a ball. I will drop a ball, or if I can say, I will release the ball. I'm not going to throw it. Okay, because throwing involves applying force. It involves applying a certain velocity, right? If you are throwing something, that means you are forcing the object. That means you are giving velocity to the object. But the name of the topic itself says that it is a freely falling object. So to fall freely, the object must be dropped or must be released without giving any kind of force or any velocity, right? Now the object is dropped or it is released from the top of the building. Now obviously the object will move in this direction. It will come towards the ground. Why? Because of the gravitational force, right? Because of the gravitational force, it pulls the object towards the center of the earth, right? So there are 2-3 things that we need to understand, and then everything is really very easy. Derivation or modification of those three equations is very easy. Fine. So when a freely falling object comes into the picture, that means we are dropping the object or just releasing the object without giving any force or any initial velocity, and the object falls in vertically downward direction because of the gravity, right? So there are two new things coming into the picture, right? When the object is released freely, we can say that, let me just write it down over here. When the object is released or it is freely falling, when the object is freely falling, that means you have not given the initial velocity to the object, right? You are just releasing it. That means the initial velocity will be equal to 0 meters per second, right? Now, secondly, the object is moving towards the center of the earth, or we can simply say that towards the ground, right? Because of the gravitational force. As well as the object, when it is falling freely from that height to the ground, it is accelerated. Why? Because of the gravitational force. Obviously the ball, the object will be accelerated. Now this acceleration caused in the ball is because of what? The gravity, right? So we have a term for that. We call it the gravitational acceleration or acceleration due to gravity, right? So, and that is also represented by a small g, right? So in those main three equations, acceleration can be written now as the acceleration due to gravity. or gravitational acceleration simply, right? So these two modifications are required and you are ready to go. Fine. As the object is released or it is freely falling, that means the initial velocity will be 0 and the acceleration of the object will be because of gravitational force, so it will be called gravitational acceleration, represented by a small g, right? So let us start modifying the equations. Okay, one more thing I forgot to tell you. Generally I say this: if the object is moving in horizontal, that is known as the distance covered, that is represented by s, and if the object is traveling vertically, then that is known as height, which is represented by h. Okay, so in case of a freely falling object, the distance s will be represented by the height, it will be replaced by the height. Okay, so keeping these three things in our mind, let's start to modify the equation. The first equation says that v is equal to u plus a t. Now remember, it is a freely falling object, that means the initial velocity will be equal to 0 meters per second and the acceleration in the object will be acceleration due to gravity, right? So that will be represented by the small g. So making these two changes, the next step of the equation will look like this: v is equal to 0 plus gt. Now generally we do not write 0 in the equation, so the final step of the equation will look like this: v is equal to gt. So by keeping a few things in mind, the first equation can be modified like this. Okay, now let us move on to the second equation. It says v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Now recalling the things that we remember, that the initial velocity of a freely falling object is always 0 meters per second, right? The acceleration gets converted into acceleration due to gravity and the distance gets converted into the height now. Okay, so modifying the equation, it will look like this: v square minus 0 squared is equal to 2gh. Now 0 squared is 0, right? So the next step and the final step of the equation will look like this: v square is equal to 2gh. So by a few modifications, the second equation can be written like this. Now the third equation, it says s is equal to ut plus half at squared, right? So keeping the things in mind, the initial velocity will be 0 meters per second, the acceleration now will be the gravitational acceleration, and the distance will now be equal to the height. So modifying the equation, I get h is equal to 0 times t plus half g t squared. Now 0 multiplied with anything is 0, so the final step of the equation will look like this: h is equal to half g t squared, right? So it is very easy, we need not remember these modified equations. Okay, fine. For the sake of simplicity, let me just write those equations one more time and easily fatafat we can remember, we can modify the equations, right? The first equation, v is equal to u plus at, the initial velocity 0, acceleration to gravitational acceleration, and distance to height. Just keep these three things in your mind and the equation will be modified, right? The equation becomes v is equal to gt, right? The second equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, so that gets modified to v square is equal to 2gh. And the third equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square, that gets modified into h is equal to half gt square. So finally the conclusion, if you remember these three equations very well, you need not remember these equations. You can simply modify those equations in your mind. It will take 1 or 2 seconds, right? What are the things that we need to keep in mind? First, the initial velocity of the object in case of a freely falling case, it is 0 meters per second, the acceleration becomes acceleration due to gravity, and the distance becomes height. Just keep these three things in your mind and you are good to go. Fine. In case of any doubts or queries, please do mention it in the comments, and if not, well, good luck. Fine. Thank you for your time.